안녕하십니까. 해양수산부 항만물류기획과장 이민석입니다. 먼저 바쁘신 와중에도 제18회 해외사업 투자설명회에 참여해주신 여러분께 진심으로 감사드립니다. 해양수산부는 우리 기업의 해외 물류시장 진출을 지원하기 위해 유망한 해외 물류시장을 선정하여 투자정보와 지원정책 등을 공유하는 해외사업 투자설명회를 2011년부터 매년 실시해왔습니다. 올해는 우리나라의 제14위 무역 상대국이자 물류시장 성장 가능성이 높은 것으로 평가되는 인도네시아에 대한 투자설명회를 진행하고자 합니다. 인도네시아는 18,200여 개의 섬으로 이루어진 국가로 물류 비용이 인근 국가에 비해 높은 국가로 알려져 있습니다. 이에 따라 정부 차원에서도 해상고속도로 구축 등 물류 인프라 확충을 주요 현안으로 추진하고 있습니다. 더불어 앞으로 영내 포괄적 경제동반자 협정과 한인리 포괄적 경제동반자 협정이 발효될 경우 시장 개방 수준이 높아질 전망입니다. 이러한 대내의 여건을 미루어 보았을 때 앞으로 우리 해운 물류기업이 인도네시아 진출 기회가 계속 확대될 것으로 기대됩니다. 이번 투자 설명회에서는 인도네시아 정부 관계자와 현지 기업, 그리고 현지에 진출한 우리 기업을 초청하였습니다. 아울러 발표 내용에 대한 깊은 논의가 이루어질 수 있도록 우리나라 국제 물류 전문가들이 토론도 준비하였습니다. 현지의 생생한 정보가 논의되는 만큼 우리 물류 기업에게 실질적으로 도움이 되길 기대합니다. 아울러 설명회가 끝난 이후라도 해외 물류시장 진출 지원이 필요한 기업은 한국해양수산개발원의 국제물류투자분석지원센터를 찾아주시기 바랍니다. 해양수산부는 우리 물류기업이 해외에 활발하게 진출할 수 있도록 지원을 계속해 나가겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for inviting our institution. It is such an honor that our institution has been invited by the Korea Maritime Institute for this Overseas Business Investment Forum that is held online. So it is an honor for us. First of all, I would like to introduce my name. I am Bambang Wijanarko. I am currently Deputy Director for the Development and Management in the Secretariat of the National Council for Special Economic Zones under the Coordinating Minister for Economic Affairs. So I would like to share regarding the logistics and the special economic zones in Indonesia, and particularly the investment opportunity in those locations, both logistics and special economic zones. Okay, first of all, I would like to explain about the Indonesian, a glance of Indonesia. So actually, Indonesia is the fourth most populous nation with 275 million population in 2022. Based on the statistic of Indonesia, and half of the population aged under the 30. So Indonesia presents great potential for both productivity and creativity as well. And at the same time, this huge population have built a rapid economic growth, which is we have the GDP currently is almost over than 1.13 billion US dollar, and the GDP per capita is approximately like 3,300 US dollar. So these are the economic indicators that we have during these days. So Indonesia has a huge area which covers more than 5 million square kilometers, and then almost 2/3 of them are covered by the sea. And while the land are only almost 2 million kilometer squares. We also have these more than 17,000 of islands with 34 provinces in Indonesia, and it is distributed with the 514 of districts and city level in the local government. So if we can see the graph side, we see that Indonesia basically is an archipelagic country that has more than 17,000 large and small islands. In this case, this makes sea transportation plays an important role in Indonesia's economic growth. However, the economic activities still concentrate on the island of Java. We can see that the contribution is more than 57% that coming from the Java island. So this inequality of GDP in the Java and outside of Java has resulted in inefficiency of sea transportation due to shortage of counterloads from areas outside Java. So we have unbalanced cargo. So from this, government has issued the presidential decree number 26 on 2012 to have the efficiency of the national logistics system. How to solve this issue that imbalanced cargo and also imbalanced distribution of economic growth at the same time. So logistics in the National Medium-Term Development Plan in 2020 and 2024 become the main issues or main attention of the government. So based from the development agenda that derived from the president vision and mission of the president and also direction from the president, we have 7 development agendas, which is the first agenda is regarding the economic resilience for quality and equal economic growth. So from the first agenda, we are focusing on the first agenda of the national priority, which strengthening economic resilience for quality and equal economic growth. We have 8 priorities. And the last priority, actually, the strengthening the pillars of growth and economic competitiveness. To get these priorities achieved, then the government has a strategy. We have increasing the deepening of financial system, optimizing the use of digital technology and industry. And number 3, we have to improve the logistics system and also to make the price stability. How to implement this strategy? We try to increase efficiency of the national distribution for the smooth flow of goods and services among regions. So we have the indicators to be achieved on the baseline 2019 from 23%, and it is targeted in 2024 become 20%. So we are expecting that logistic costs compared to GDP become decrease in 2024 up to 20%. And for the improvement in the logistics system, for increasing the efficiency through the system information system, we are expecting that the indicator for the logistic performance index could be increased from 3.1 becoming 3.5 in 2024. So it means that the government are put into account the logistic and has become the priority in the National Medium-Term Development Plan in 2020 up to 2024. And then from this regulation, actually government has switched because currently we have a policy regarding the new capital city of Indonesia development, which is located in the central in the central of Indonesia. It will be located in the Kalimantan Island. And then during the pandemic, we should facing the new era, which is, we call it new normal era for post-COVID. And at the same time, more urban area are improving. So it means that we will focusing on how to make the urban logistics become more efficient. And also, since the increasing of the e-commerce sectors or industry in Indonesia, then e-commerce logistics become essential nowadays. And additionally, for the smart logistics and green logistics, we will utilizing of the drone and then electric vehicle, robotic, artificial intelligence, and also blockchain technology. So these issues or these things are become our concern to adjust the logistic system in Indonesia and put into account those activities that has been mentioned before. So this become our main concern regarding logistic system nowadays. So apart from the logistic system in Indonesia, government also have another policy that is regarding the special economic zones, and that's special economic zone. This concept is actually we are preparing a particular location that has accessibility to the global market and the main resource, particularly has accessibility to the seaport or the airport. This location will be given a range of incentives, both from the central government and also the local government. And then this incentive will be given to attract investors to get the location more attractive, particularly for the foreign direct investment. So what are the objectives of special economic zone that we have? First, we would like to increase the investment, particularly foreign direct investment. And then consequently, we are expecting from the investment, there will be optimization of the export and import activities and other activities that has higher value added. And also for these activities, we are expecting that the acceleration of the regional development and through the development of the new economic growth center throughout Indonesia to make the balance of the development among regions. And at the end of the day, we are expecting that the realization of this breakthrough model, it could be create new jobs as in line with the government purpose. Yeah. So this special economic zone also have a concept. We are dividing the roles from the central government, local government, and also business entity or developers. For the local government, who becoming the party who get the most benefit of the special economic zone, should provide the good business ecosystem, such as the legal certainty for investment and also local incentive from the local government. Apart from that, local government should provide the local infrastructure surrounding special economic zone. While the central government roles, it should establish standards, guidelines, and manual for the special economic zone, supporting in synchronization and integration of infrastructure surrounding special economic zone, and also providing the incentive and facilities to boost the special economic zone competitiveness and to attract investors. While the business entity roles or the developers, they have to make the land acquisition and also to develop the special economic zone itself. And at the end of the day, the developers should attract the investors based on what they has been developed in the special economic zone. So these are the new concepts that we are expecting could boost the economic growth and also to balance the economic regional development. So currently we have 18 the special economic zones with different themes or primary activities. So we have 18, and I already put a sign that this special economic zone as also logistic as the primary activities. So probably I would start from number 1, Arun Sumawe, located in the most western part of Indonesia, in Aceh. The main industry is energy industry, petrochemical, and other chemical industry. This special economic zone also supported for the palm oil industry and also lodging industry. To make this more competitive, logistic is already on the location. So they already have seaport in this location, seaports, and it's already operate. And the second one, we are going to the North Sumatra, nearby the Aceh, and also cross the Malacca Strait. We have Semangke, is the first generation of special economic zone. The main industry is palm oil, rubber industry, and we'll be supporting with the tourism and also logistic. So I put the sign here. Arun Sumawe already has support. I give the blue dot in here, while the Semangke I give a green dot. It means that the logistic is basically supported with the dry port. so it's already operate in the location as well. And then number 3 and 4, actually, these special economic zone are located in the Batam, which is just across the Singapore. So Batam Aerotechnic, actually the main activities is maintenance, repair, and overhaul for the airplane. So basically, this industry is very related with the logistics system as well. But the main, because they are more manufacturers and other things, so we put that into MRO industry. And then number 4, Nongsa Special Economic Zone, which is also located in Batam. The primary activities is IT, digital, and also tourism. And then we are going to number 5. We have a special economic zone, Galang Batang Special Economic Zone. It's located in Bintan. The main activities or primary activities is bauxite industry, and also it's all derivatives industry. This industry will be supported with the logistic, which they already have a seaport in the location, and it's already operating. And then the next one, we are going a bit southern part. We have Tanjung Klayang. The main industry is tourism. Also number 7 in the west part of Java Island is also the first generation of special economic zone, which developed the tourism industry in the location. Number 8, we have Lido Special Economic Zone. It's a brand new special economic zone established in 2021. The primary activities is tourism and creative industry. And we are going to Central Java, number 9. Basically, we have a Kendal in this location. Kendal is the main activities is textiles and clothing industry, furniture and toy industry, food and beverage, automotive, electronic industry, and also supporting with the logistic. But in this area, the seaport is still under construction. They currently have a public seaport, but it's for general purpose, particularly for ferry. And then we're going to the eastern part, number 10. We have Gresik Special Economic Zone. It's also a brand new SEZ, which is just established in 2021. The main industry is metal industry, electronic industry, chemical industry, also energy, and supporting with the logistic based on the seaport that has been operating as well in this location. So it's quite big. We have a Freeport smelting industry in this location, still undergoing construction and supporting with the operating seaport. And number 11, we have Singosari. Singosari is tourism and digital technology. Sorry, it's a bit up. And then number 12, we have Mandalika Special Economic Zone. The main activity also tourism. We just has been successfully initiate the MotoGP early of this year. And then we are going a bit up in the Kalimantan Island. Kalimantan Island is located where the new capital city of Indonesia will be located, in here, somewhere in here. And this special economic zone is basically palm oil and energy industry, which will be supported with logistic. So the red dots mean still under construction for the seaport in this area. And then we're going number 14, just across of new capital city of Indonesia in Sulawesi Island. We have a base metal industry and also logistic as well. The seaport is just right across the SEZ. It's already operating by our state-owned enterprise, but it's outside of SEZ. But it's already operating. And then number 15, we have Likupang SEZ. It's tourism industry. And number 16, we have Bitung SEZ, which has been reviewed the master plan in 2015 and supporting by the Korean government through MOTI as well, and supported with the Korean LH and KMI as well at that time. So the main industry is coconut industry and also fishery industry. It is also supported with the logistic. However, the seaport inside the SEZ are still under construction, but in this area, they already have a seaport that operating in Bitung city. And then we are going number 17. We have a Morotai special economic zone, fishery industry, tourism, and also logistics. But the seaport is still under construction. And then the last one in the Papua Island, we have a Sorong special economic zones, with the main activities are nickel, smelter industry, and palm oil, and also forestry and logistics. And in this area, the seaport is already operated by the state-owned enterprise. So those are the 18 of special economic zone. And then what are the features of the Indonesia SEZ? So basically the special economic zone is like, we have a privilege here. First, for example, we have one-stop service in the location. So the administrator is a government representation, which is located in the special economic zone, appointed to finalize all permit and licensing in the location. So it's make all the bureaucracy is streamlined. And the thematic, so every developer may choose one or more themes. For example, special economic zone could be become industry special economic zone, also combined with the tourism and combined with the logistic as well, for example. So it means this SEC slightly different with industrial zone, which is only industrial could be developed in this area, but in SEZ, it could be developed at the same time to support each other. Multi-sectors, so apart from the theme, every SEZ could have several type of industry, for example, like automotive and then textile and other things in one location. And last but not least, of course, we have incentives and facilities, both fiscal and non-fiscal incentive, and both from central and also local government to make the location more attractive to get this foreign direct investment. So those are the benefit in Indonesia SEZ. So next, I will give you more information about the themes. So what are the themes in SEZ? It could be processing or manufacturing industries, of core logistics and distribution, research, digital economic and technology, tourism, energy and renewable energy, sports and entertainment, financial center, creative industry, education, health, and medical. So these are actually brand new themes that could be developed in SEZ. So from the themes, it could be derived into several sectors in Indonesia SEZ. For example, first, we could develop petrochemical industry, base metal industry, electronic industry, and also these two new services sectors, health and education industry, it could be developed in our special economic zone. Currently, we have a brand new SEZ, but still under reviewed by the among the several ministers. Hopefully, in the near future, we have a health SEZ in Indonesia. And other than that, we also have automotive industry, MRO industry, digital technology industry, bauxite industry, nickel smelter industry, energy, logistics, tourism, food and beverage, furniture, textile and clothing, fishery, palm oil, rubber industry, forestry, coconut, and other industry to be developed in our special economic zones. So these all sectors could be applied in several SEZ based on the master plan that has been provided in the first place before the enaction of the special economic zone. So I'm going to describe about the incentive. First, we have the fiscal incentives, and particularly for the tax, corporate income tax. We have two schemes, for example, tax holiday or tax allowance. As long as it in line with the theme of the SEZ, it will get the tax holiday. So beside those themes, so the investor could get the tax allowance. So other than this corporate income tax, also have a foreign ownership limitation not apply, import duty exemption for machinery and capital goods up to 5 years, and also transaction inside the special economic zone, particularly for value-added tax and luxury sales tax, are not collected. And also for incoming goods, for example, for import, it will be diverted from import duty and value-added tax and luxury tax not collected, and then from domestic tariff area, value-added tax and luxury tax not collected. While for outgoing products from SEZ or going to outside of SEZ for export, it will be normal regulation applied. And then to domestic, we have a special regulation as long as the local content more than 40%, then import duty are exempted. So this regulation, particularly for the MRO, they also have a special facilities for this as well. So these are the numbers of the tax holiday. Probably we need to adjust. So the investment more than 7 million US dollar up to 35 million US dollar, it will be eligible to get 10 years as long as the industry is in line with the themes. Yeah, as I mentioned before, that if the industry like palm oil in Semangke, then it will be eligible to get this tax holiday. But for the automotive industry in Semangke, it will get the tax allowance, for example. And then 35 million US dollar up to 70 million US dollar will be eligible to get 15 years of tax holiday. More than 70 million US dollar will get 20 years tax holiday. So corporate income tax deduction for 100%, and then they will be given also 2 years additional after tax holiday period, deducted with the 50% of tax holiday. So this regarding the fiscal incentive, particularly tax holiday. While tax allowance, apart from tax holiday, the investor could get tax allowance. So it will be reduction net income by 30% of the amount of investment, prorated at 5% for 6 years, losses carried forward for 10 years, accelerated depreciation and amortization, dividends tax 10% or lower for treaty countries. And these are applied for those who did not get the tax holiday, both for tenant and also developer. Other facilities from the fiscal incentive, as I mentioned before, that we have a one-stop service in the location, and then the limitation of goods are not applied. Negative list, if you ever heard the negative list in Indonesia, is not applied in SEZ. Indonesian national standard not mandatory. Environmental license will be issued by the developer. Building permit by the developer. And then we don't have export obligation. And there's also possibility for property ownership for foreigners, special tripartite forum. Visa on arrival could be extended up to 5 times, compare outside only 2 times, for example. Land titling certificate for up to 80 years. 50% of reduction for local taxes. 50 to 100% reduction, yeah, for local taxes and retributions. And 0% custom tax for production goods with more than 40% of local content. And then free luxurious tax for property sales only in the tourism SEZ. So those are additional facilities apart from the fiscal incentives. And then we have 2 entities in SEZ. First is a developer, and then second one is the tenant. How to apply as a developer? Developer means business entity who build the special economic zone, who run the business of the special economic zone. First, for the preparation stage, it could be set up company, prepare the master plan, and also the environmental assessment, supported with the feasibility studies. And then the company should have at least 50% of the proposed area of land to be owned by this company. After all the documents ready, it's submitted to the National Council, and then later we from the Secretariat will evaluate the proposal based on the document that has been submitted to the National Council. and then it will be agreed by the National Council, and then the declaration of the special economic zone by issuing the government regulation, and then it will be signed by the president for this declaration. That's how to apply to become a developer who run the special economic zone. How about the tenant? So for the tenant, it's just like have to have an agreement with the developer and set up a company based on the Indonesian regulation, and then registering the business through the online single submission that has been issued by the Ministry of Investment, and then start construction and operation. And all the process will be done in the location by the administrators. So those are the how to invest in our special economic zone. So the next, actually, I'll just give you a run through a brief about the special economic zone, and then we also have the location orientation compared to Korea. Probably you can see the location. So these are the Iron Lock Sumawe with more than 2,600 hectares. And then they already have a seaport with the main industry, as I mentioned before, energy, petrochemical, palm oil, and lodging industry. And the seaport is already operated by the state-owned enterprise. We call it PT Pelindo in the location. So it will be integrated with the gas plant in the location. And actually this SEZ is already operating now. And next one is Galang Batam. It's also supported with the seaport in the location, and it's already running, but it's owned by the private sectors. The location is 2,300 hectares. And then it's just across the Singapore with the main industry bauxite and alumina, and also open for other industry to be developed in this location. Another brand new special economic zone, Gresik, it already has the seaport as well in the location, located in East Java or Java Timur, with the Freeport, PT Freeport as the anchor tenant who would like to build the smelting location, copper smelting, and has been inaugurated by the president, and will be supported with the seaport in the location as well. So this one also brand new SEZ. Palu SEZ, we have located in Sulawesi, base metal industry, supported with the Pantoloan Seaport, already operated by the state-owned enterprise. The area is 1,500 hectares. And then Sorong, which already have 500 hectares in the Papua Island, with the main industry is nickel, palm oil, and then forestry industry, and also supported by the seaport in location, run by a state-owned enterprise. And then we have Kendal in Central Java, but the seaport is still under construction with the main industry textile and clothing, furniture, food and beverage, automotive, and electronic. This place is also strategic because it is connected with the Trans Java Toll in the location. Malay Batu Tatalas Kalimantan, which is located in Kalimantan, nearby the new capital city of Indonesia. The seaport is still under construction with the 557 hectares location. And then the main industry, palm oil, energy, logistic, and wood processing. But the seaport is still under construction for this. Bitung, as I mentioned before, 500 hectares. And then the main industry, fishery, coconut, and logistic as well. Inside the zone, they are still planning to make the seaport, but outside of the special economic zone, they already have a Bitung seaport, which is operated by the state-owned enterprise PT Pelindo. Morotai is located in North Maluku with 1,000 hectares, tourism, fishery, and logistic. The seaport is still under construction, and it's already have a land clearing in the location. And then Semangke, which has a dry port, the main industry is palm oil, rubber, and tourism, supported with the dry port as a logistics sectors to be developed with 2,000 hectares of land in the location. So I think that's all the brief information that I have today. So I am expecting that you could give us some question, but unfortunately I might be answer your question by email. So please send us the question through email, and then later I will respond as soon as I can. Thank you again. So have a good day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you.
안녕하세요. 금일 인도네시아 신수도 발표를 맡게 된 고려해운 KMTC 인도네시아 자카르타 사무소장 이현웅입니다. 반갑습니다. IKN, 인도네시아 말로 IKN 프로젝트에 대해서 말씀을 드리도록 하겠습니다. 전체 네임은 IKN, 이부코타 느가라라는 명칭을 사용하고 있고요. 지금 금일 IKN 발표와 관련해서 IKN에 대한 개요, 그리고 신수도 관련 국내 이슈, 그리고 세 번째로 한국 기업의 인도네시아 투자 역사, 그리고 네 번째로 신수도 관련하여 물류 공급망, 해상, 터미널, 육상 구분해서 말씀을 드리고요. 마지막으로 신수도 관련 이슈 및 투자 유의사항에 대해서 말씀드리도록 하겠습니다. IKN에 대해서는 지금 인도네시아 내부적으로도 많은 이슈가 되어 있는 상황이고요. 지금 2045년도까지 진행하는 것을 목표로 지금 현재 활발하게 투자자를 지금 받고 있는 상황입니다. 그 IKN 관련해서 공식 홈페이지가 있고요. 그리고 저 인도네시아에서 활발하게 사용하고 있는 인스타그램을 통해서도 적극 홍보를 진행하고 있습니다. 언론 부분뿐만 아니라 해당 조림지 관련해서 어떻게 개발하고 또 어떤 컨셉으로 운영해야 될지에 대해서 지금 많은 홍보를 하고 있는 상황이고요. 이와 관련해서 지금 인도네시아 외부 외국인 투자자 유치에 힘껏 열을 올리고 있는 상황입니다. IKN은 지금 이부코타 느가라라는 말이고요. 지금 국가의 수도를 의미하고 있습니다. 그래서 해당 명칭을 누산따라라고 지금 정했고요. 누산따라의 말은 그 인도네시아 말로 지금 많은 섬, 그렇게 의미를 하고 있습니다. 그 IKN 지역에 대해서는 지금 지금 현재 자카르타 그리고 메인 도시가 있는 자바섬에서 벗어나 지금 깔리만탄 섬, 그리고 깔리만탄 섬, 그리고 티무르 지역에, 동쪽 지역에 지금 그 계획을 만들어 놓고 있는 상황입니다. 지금 깔리만탄 티무르 지역은 지금 사마린다를 주도로 하고 있고요. 그 외에 큰 수도로는 지금 발릭파판이 있습니다. 그래서 사마린다는 주요 거주지가 되겠고요. 발릭파판은 주요 산업단지, 산업 거점이 있는 상황입니다. 해당 IKN 지금 설립 배경에 대해서는 자바섬의 침수 문제, 지금 큰 문제가 되고 있고요. 최근에 자바섬의 세마랑 지역은 침수 문제로 인해서 컨테이너뿐만 아니라 그 많은 산업 단지들이 지금 공장 중단에 지금 놓인 상황도 있었고요. 기타 자카르타 수라바야 지역 역시 이제 우기가 되면은 그 침수 문제를 많이 겪고 있는 상황입니다. 그리고 두 번째로는 자카르타 도시 포화 문제가 있습니다. 인도네시아 56%의 GDP가 지금 자바에 집중되어 있고요. 지금 자바 이외에 술라웨시, 깔리만탄 이쪽 지역에 대해서는 크게 지금 발전이 이루어지지 않고 있습니다. 그리고 지금 많이 유명한 상황인데 지금 자카르타 도시 내 교통 문제점이 있습니다. 지금 실제 교통 체계도 좀 사실 문제가 있고요. 그 우기 때라든지 기타 출퇴근 시간 혼잡 시점에 대해서는 기존에 30분 걸리는 거리에 대해서도 2시간, 3시간 이렇게 문제가 되어 있어서 지금 해당 수도 이전 이외에는 사실 큰 방법이 없는 것으로 지금 내부적으로 지금 알고 있는 상황입니다. 그래서 2019년 공표 이후에 부지 선정을 지금 깔리만탄으로 완료를 하였고요. 2022년 1월 18일에 IKN 초안 법률을 승인하였고 현재는 해외 투자자를 모색 중인 상황입니다. 해당 투자와 관련해서 국내 언론에서도 많이 지금 대두가 된 상황이고요. 그 3년 만에 재개된 최대 협력 건설 그런 미팅에 대해서도 실제 그 신수도 관련 이슈가 되어 있었고, 그리고 조코이 대통령도 저희 한국을 좀 방문해서 지금 정상회담을 가졌고 지금 어떻게 협력할지에 대해서도 구체적으로 지금 토의를 한 상황이고요. 기타 국가기관인 행복청에 대해서도 기존의 대전, 신수도 그런 경력을 지금 높이 지금 인도네시아에서 평가를 해가지고 지금 공무원 첩종 합동 기간 연수뿐만 아니라 실제 한국의 노하우를 전수해 주는 것으로 지금 어느 정도 MOU를 맺은 상황이라고 합니다. 그리고 국가 정부뿐만 아니라 포스코, 그리고 LG 에너지 이노텍, LG 에너지 솔루션, 그리고 기타 자동차 분분에 대해서도 적극적으로 신수도 건설에 참여도 하고 정부 협조 통해서 투자 부분도 매우 확대할 것으로 지금 예측을 하고 있는 상황입니다. 그리고 한국에 대해서도 기타 카인드 한국인프라자원개발공사라든지 기타 물류 관련 업종에서도 많이 관심을 보이고 있고요. 실질적으로 타당성 평가라든지 기타 업무에 대해서는 지금 2022년도 1분기부터 매우 활발하게 움직이고 있는 상황입니다. 전체적으로 한국 기업의 인도네시아 투자 역사를 한번 짚고 넘어가야 될 것 같아서 지금 간단히 말씀을 드리도록 하겠습니다. 기존의 나무, 그리고 조미료, 그리고 미원, 그리고 건설 분야에 대해서 지금 시작을 하였고요. 그 중간에는 텍스타일, 가먼트, 풋웨어로 해서 진행을 하다가 그리고 기타 부분으로 한국 도자기, 그리고 우리 부분에 대해서 많은 지금 변천이 있었고요. 이후에는 에너지, 그리고 은행, 타이어, 기타 부분에 대해서도 많이 지금 한국 기업들이 지금 인도네시아에 확장을 한 상황입니다. 전체적으로 그 투자 부분은 세 분야로 나눌 수가 있고요. 첫 번째는 TGF, 텍스타일, 가먼트, 풋웨어, 이렇게 세 가지로 좀 구분이 되고 있고요. 해당 상품은 가장 초기에 인도네시아에 진입한 상품으로 파악이 되고, 그리고 지금 현재는 동남아, 베트남 지역과 그리고 인디아와 지금 경쟁 중이며 많이 감소세에 있는 상황입니다. 지금 코로나 이후에 수요처에서 미국, 중국 등 주요 수요처에서 재고 과잉으로 약세인 상황을 보이고 있고요. 어느 정도 그 인도네시아도 인건비가 그리고 다른 지역보다는 덜하지만 많이 오르고 있는 상황이고, 그리고 한국에서 넘어올 초창기 당시에는 많은 이점이 있었으나 현재는 다른 지역에 대해서 조금 밀리고 있는 상황이라고 지금 판단이 되고 있습니다. 그래서 해당 제품 이외에 지금 전자제품으로 해서 LG전자를 필두로 해서 지금 인도네시아에 지금 많은 생산 부분을 담당하고 있고요. 관련해가지고 LG 에너지 솔루션, 그리고 전기차 관련 그런 산업들이 많이 들어오고 있는 상황입니다. 인도네시아가 니켈 매장량 1위라는 그런 이점이 있기 때문에 지금 에너지 솔루션 및 기타 배터리 관련 사업들이 많이 확장이 되고 있는 상황이고, 한국 업체뿐만 아니라 중국의 닝더스타이라고 그 배터리 1위 업체에 대해서도 지금 슬라이시 부분에 공장을 신규로 설립 또는 확장을 통해서 그 범위를 넓히려고 하고 있는 상황입니다. 그리고 마지막으로는 CJ 제일제당, 미원, 지금 저희 한국에서 지금 인도네시아 쪽으로 수출을 해서 지금 기반을 이미 상당 부분 닦아놓고 있는 산업이고요. 이와 연계해서 CGV, 그리고 뚜레쥬르, 그리고 기타 문화사업까지 지금 활발하게 확장을 하고 있는 상황입니다. 그 해당 모든 지금 대부분의 산업들이 자바섬에 자카르타, 수라바야, 세마랑에 지금 분포되어 있는 상황이고요. 해당 건 외에 또 신규 투자자가 지금 매우 필요한 상황입니다. 그래서 2019년과 2021년까지는 코로나로 인해서 그 외국 자본 투자가 매우 지금 침체된 상황이었는데, 2022년부터는 지금 발릭파판 해당 이가인 이슈뿐만 아니라 바땅 산업단지, 그리고 기타 자바섬에 대해서도 활발하게 지금 검토가 이루어지고 있는 상황이고요. 실제 해외 출장 수요 역시 그리고 많이 늘어나고 있는 상황입니다. 다음으로는 구체적으로 지금 물류 공급망에 대해서 지금 말씀을 드리도록 하겠습니다. 대한민국에서 그리고 인도네시아 그리고 신수도 예정지까지 지금 세 부분으로 좀 분할해서 지금 볼 수 있을 것 같고요. 지금 현재는 해상 컨테이너 육송 기준으로 부산, 울산, 그리고 광양, 인천 그런 한국 메인포트에서 지금 자카르타, 수라바야로 오는 첫 번째 해상 인터내셔널 구간, 그리고 해상 도메스틱 구간, 자카르타, 수라바야에서 깔리만탄과 반자르마신으로 오는 해상 도메스틱 구간 두 번째, 그리고 세 번째로는 육상, 운송에 대해서 구분해서 말씀드릴 수 있도록 하겠습니다. 첫 번째 물류 공급망으로는 해상 인터내셔널 구간입니다. 지금 실제 많은 선사들이 한국 기점으로 해서 인도네시아의 그 컨테이너 기준으로 콜링을 하고 있고요. 지금 부산, 광양, 울산, 인천뿐만 아니라 기타 한국의 포트에서부터 지금 자카르타, 수라바야, 그리고 세마랑까지 지금 노선이 구축되어 있는 상황입니다. 이뿐만 아니라 중국, 일본, 인디아 그리고 동남아부터 해서 자카르타, 수라바야까지도 지금 컨테이너 운송망이 연결되어 있는 상황입니다. 두 번째로는 저희 그 국내 인터내셔널 선사는 아직 진입하지 못한 구간인데요. 지금 자카르타, 수라바야에서 그리고 신수도 예정지인 발릭파판, 사마린다 포트까지 있는 그런 도메스틱 구간이 있습니다. 해당 사업권이 주로 지금 인도네시아 국적 선사에게 지금 집중되어 있는 상황이고요. 지금 사실 인터내셔널 선사가 진입하기는 다소 어려운 장벽에 있습니다. 물론 그로 인해서 지금 그 선복 공급의 제한적인 공급으로 지금 운임이 많이 높게 형성되어 있는 상황이고요. 해당 서비스 라이센스 역시 지금 스필, 메라투스, 딴또, 테마스 해서 그렇게 인도네시아 기업에게만 지금 공급이 되어 있는 상황입니다. 그래서 자카르타, 수라바야까지는 저희 인터내셔널 국적 선사로 지금 연결이 가능하고, 그리고 자카르타, 수라바야에서 발릭파판 그리고 사마린다는 해당 서비스를 통해서 지금 연결을 할 수 있습니다. 물론 해당 계약은 저희 그 선사가 이 업체랑 그 선사 계약을 하게 되고요. 화주분들께서는 고려 해운을 통해서 지금 서비스를 이용해서 조금 사마린다, 발릭파판까지 지금 운송이 가능한 상황입니다. 해당 터미널 부분이 있습니다. 이제 그 해당 컨테이너뿐만 아니라 그리고 FR 오픈탑이라든지 특수 컨테이너가 아무래도 늘어날 상황이어서요. 지금 터미널 공급 캐파에 대한 부분도 충분히 짚고 넘어가야 할 문제라고 판단이 되고요. 첫 번째로는 그 발릭파판 포트가 있고, 두 번째로는 사마린다 포트가 있습니다. 첫 번째 발릭파판 포트는 지금 펠린도라는 국영기업에서 지금 운영을 하고 있고요. 지금 핸들링 TU는 20만 TU 정도로 지금 2020년도 기록으로 파악이 되고 있습니다. 그리고 사마린다는 저희 에이전트인 지금 사무데라에서 실제 터미널을 운영을 하고 있고요. 규모 부분에 있어서는 발릭파판보다 다소 작지만 지금 해당 지역은 인도네시아 발릭파판 및 사마린다에서 소비자 위주 비즈니스로 형성이 되어 있어서 지금 해당 물동량은 27만 TU로 다소 많은 상황입니다. 그래서 좀 구분해서 보자면은 사마린다는 그 인구가 많이 밀집되어 있고요. 지금 컨테이너 중심의 소비재 위주로 비즈니스 형성이 되어 있고, 발릭파판 같은 경우에는 이제 신수도 건설이 된다거나 많은 장비, 그런 철강, 그런 원자재들이 많이 들어온다면은 좀 더 이슈화 될 수 있는 지역이라고 생각이 되고요. 지금 뻐르따미나라든지 윌마 등의 대형 산업단지가 위치해 있고, 컨테이너 중심의 소비재보다는 목재, 석탄, 소형 벌크 중심으로 운영되고 있습니다. 그리고 아래 지도에서 보시다시피 지금 하얀 박스, 지금 빨간 박스 모양으로 되어 있는 부분은 실제 그 확장 예정인 구간이고요. 지금 신수도 건설과 함께 같이 투자가 늘어난다면은 여기 확장하는 것도 지금 연두에 있는 지금 상황입니다. 하지만 지금 아직 구체적인 계획은 없고요. 실제 보고 자료 그리고 발표 자료에 대해서만 지금 확인할 수 있는 상황이었습니다. 마지막으로 물류 공급망 중 육상 구간에 대해서 말씀을 드리겠습니다. 해당 지역은 실제 제가 그 2020년 2년도 상반기에 지금 방문을 한 구간이고요. 지금 사마린다, 발릭파판 그 두 구간 중심으로 어떻게 육상 운송이 이어지는지 한번 확인을 해 보았습니다. 지금 사마린다에서 이카엔 신수도 예정지까지는 한 2시간 30분이 걸리고요. 발릭파판에서 이카엔 지역까지는 2시간 정도로 지금 예상이 되는 상황입니다. 사마린다에서 발릭파판까지는 육상 운송이 잘 되어 있는데, 실제 그 중간에 이카엔으로 이어지는 부분에 대해서는 일부 비포장이 되어 있는 상황이고요. 컨테이너 운송으로는 아직은 지금 매우 어려운 상황입니다. 신수도 개발과 관련해서 실제 교량을 잇는 부분, 그리고 도로 건설 부분에 대해서도 투자가 있다면 실제 계획하는 부분도 예정에는 있으나 지금 사실 2024년까지 완공 여부는 미지수인 상황입니다. 그래서 사마린다, 발릭파판 터미널까지는 지금 전혀 해상 운송이 문제가 없는데, 그 내부적으로 그 이카엔 지역까지 들어가는 부분에 대해서는 좀 더 국가 정부 차원에서 검토가 필요하지 않나, 그런 생각을 하고 있습니다. 신수도 관련해가지고 좀 투자 시 검토 사항을 몇 개 지금 짚어보고 넘어가야 할 것 같아서 지금 내용에 넣었고요. 첫 번째로 정치적 이슈가 있습니다. 해당 정치적 이슈 때문에 지금 현지 투자자들 그리고 인도네시아 국민들은 다소 그 신수도 그런 프로젝트에 대해서 다소 의아해하고 있는 상황이 좀 있고요. 지금 해당 그 아이디어 및 그리고 이를 꾸려가는 지금 대통령 미스터 조코 위도도 같은 경우에는 2024년도에 임기가 종료되는 상황입니다. 그래서 차기 대선 후보 및 지금 각 당 또는 후보자의 연대에 따라서 그 변경 가능성이 있고요. 실제 투자 관련 이해관계가 있기 때문에 실제 투자 및 건설 부분에 대해서는 아무래도 좀 기다려 봐야 되지 않나라는 지금 의견이 매우 지배적인 상황입니다. 그리고 두 번째로는 이제 인플레이션 문제가 있습니다. 지금 인도네시아뿐만 아니라 다른 동남아 국가 그리고 뭐 전 세계가 지금 인플레이션으로 인해서 많은 문제가 있는데 지금 2022년도 7월 같은 경우는 4.94%로 지금 7년 이래 최고치를 달성한 상황이고요. 언론 측에서도 지금 2022년은 6.6에서 6.8%로 예상하고 있다라고 보고를 한 상황입니다. 이로 인해서 지금 식자재 및 석유값이 많이 인상되어 있는 상황이고 실제 9월 1일부로 지금 석유 국영공사인 퍼르타미나에서는 지금 30.7% 인상을 이미 지금 완료를 하였고 지금 시장에 반영이 된 상황입니다. 아무래도 석유값 같은 경우는 지금 매우 민감하게 받아들여져 있는 상황이고요. 30.7%라는 숫자가 결코 적지만은 않기 때문에 이와 관련해서 이가엔 건설 관련 각종 비용이 인상할 것으로 지금 예상이 되고 있는 상황입니다. 그리고 세 번째로는 토지 보상 및 거주민 문제 관련 그 정부의 적극적인 개입이 필요한 상황입니다. 발리파판 조림지에 대해서 지금 투자는 많이 지금 추천을 하고 있는데 실제 그 해결 과정에서 거주민 이전 문제까지는 각 지역이 진행하는 것으로 지금 해석을 하고 있는 상황입니다. 뭐 한국이나 기타 국가에 대해서도 거주민 이전 문제가 사실 많이 대두된 상황이었고요. 실제 해당 부분은 민간에서는 사실 진행할 수 없는 부분이고 정부의 적극적인 개입이 없다면은 거주민 이전 문제는 사실 해결이 어렵지 않나 그렇게 판단을 하고 있고요. 실제 그 상반기에 그 정부에서 그리고 기타 사기업에서 타당성 평가 문제로 방문을 했었는데 그 거주민 이전 문제가 해결이 되지 않는 이상은 아무래도 실제 투자가 어렵지 않느냐 그런 지금 의견까지 나온 상황입니다. 그리고 네 번째로는 그 실제 그 여기 거주민들의 여론에 대한 부분이고요. 해외의 과도한 투자 지원을 허용할 경우에는 신수도가 예를 들면 신베이징이 될 수도 있고 그 어느 나라가 투자하느냐에 따라서 그 좀 아무래도 자국민 우선 정책으로 진행을 해야 되는데 그 투자 국가 위주로 정책이 흘러가게 될 경우는 매우 좀 인도네시아 국민들에게는 부정적이지 않지 않냐라는 그런 여론에 부정적인 의견이 있는 상황입니다. 그리고 다섯 번째 경우는 2년간의 장기간 코로나로 인해 정부의 신수도 예산을 국민 복지에 사용한 그런 문제가 있습니다. 그 아무래도 외채 규모도 적지 않은 상황이고 그리고 해당 예산을 이미 국민 복지에 사용했기 때문에 추가적으로 그 외국 자본에 많이 기댈 수밖에 없는 상황이고요. 역시나 그 부분도 좀 부정적으로 작용하고 있지 않나 생각이 됩니다. 그리고 마지막으로는 정부의 각종 규제 문제가 있습니다. 실제로 팜유의 긴급 규제 그리고 코로나 시 락다운 관련해서도 규정이 긴급하게 이루어진 상황이 있고요. 지금 한국과는 다르게 인리정부의 특징으로 사전에 좀 여유를 두고 공지하는 것이 아니라 급박하게 공지하거나 심지어 해당 규제를 시행하고 그 이후에 언론에 공지하는 등 다소 그런 좀 유연하지 않은 부분이 있었고요. 투자자 입장에서는 예측이 매우 어려우며 시간을 좀 여유 있게 두고 투자해야 된다라는 그런 문제점이 식별이 되기도 하였습니다. 그래서 실제로는 일본 소프트뱅크에서는 그 해당 깔리만탄 지역에 공식적으로 투자를 철회하겠다라고 좀 발표를 이미 한 상황이고요. 신수도 이전 관련해서 찬반 토론 그리고 심지어 유력 인사들을 중심으로 반대 청원서까지 지금 제출이 된 상황입니다. 그 전체적으로 신수도 관련해서 지금 많은 뭐 투자 요청이 있지만 사실 부정적인 부분도 사실이고요. 지금 선사뿐만 아니라 기타 공급 그 물류망 공급망 부분에 있어서도 지금 자카르타 수라바야까지는 어느 정도 긍정적으로 진행을 하고 있는데 발릭파판 사마리나 그리고 육상 운송 연계까지 부분에 대해서는 아직까지는 그렇게 깊게 스터디가 이루어지지 않은 상황이고요. 물론 전체 서비스는 가능합니다. 하지만 신규 이카엔 프로젝트와 연계해서는 지금 현재 스터디 단계이고 저희 물류 기업 중심으로서도 조금 더 연구를 해가지고 실제 수요에 지금 응할 수 있도록 열심히 좀 더 각자의 업무에 매진할 수 있도록 하겠습니다. 이상 인도네시아 이카엔 신수도 관련해서 발표를 마치도록 하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Honorable Dr. B.B. Kwon from Korean Maritime Institute, Honorable Dr. Shin So-young from Korean Maritime Institute, colleagues from Korean Institute and Ocean and Technology, and colleagues from Korean Maritime Institute, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to participate in the very important and valuable forum called Overseas Business Investment Forum. Now I would like to deliver my presentation about transformation of fishery logistics cold chain system in Indonesia. As a preface, I would like to share Indonesia's current logistic policies and performance. Indonesia has established a national logistics system implementation policy that we call Sistem Logistik Nasional, issued through the Presidential Regulation number 26 of the year 2012. Goals of the policy is, among others, to ensure movement of goods, to reduce the economic high costs, to solidify national competitiveness, to safeguard the environment, and improve the society well-being. Main approaches of the aforementioned policy are: 1. Nationally integrated and globally connected supply chain management system. Number 2. Ship follows the trade and ship promotes the trade. Number 3. Establishment of 6 governance keys on main commodities, on logistic practitioners and services, on infrastructure and ports, international hub ports, like now in Bitung, North Sulawesi, and Kuala Tanjung in North Sumatra. And then on regional distribution centers. Then we also have the key to implement our Logistik Nasional is to streamlining harmonization of regulation, and the last and on establishment of information and technology based on logistic system, as stipulated in Presidential Instruction number 5 of 2020. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, logistics is donated as part of planning process of the supply chain management system, which covers procurement, storage, transportation, distribution, and last mile deliveries. And cold chain logistics itself is part of the supply chain system on way to ensure the fulfillment of required environment, temperature on product storage throughout collection, harvest, production and distribution to the consumer phases. The cold storage management is the overall cold storage activities including analysis, measurement, control, documentation, and validation being effectively and economically effective. In addition, my Ministry of Marine Affairs and Fishery, introduced the National Fishery Logistics System that we call SLIN, with main focus to expedite fishery distribution flows and fish quality control by using a new application system called STELINA, means traceability and supply chain of fish distribution, in order to reduce logistic costs and maintain quality compliance. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as the result of our national logistic performances, in the last few years, Indonesian logistic costs and percentage of the national GDP is 22% in 2019. This is a good progress, our achievement compared to 5 years before. However, we need to catch up our neighbor like Singapore. The logistic cost is about 8%. Vietnam itself about 8.5%, Malaysia 13%, and Thailand 15.9%. Also, based on the World Bank Logistic Performance Index that we call LPI, issued 2019, Indonesia ranks 46 with score 3.15 in the scale of 1 until 5 scale, while Malaysia ranks 51 with score 3.22. Vietnam ranks 39 with score 3.27, and Thailand ranks 32 with score 3.41. The bank measured the performance aspect are inputs on supply chains, i.e., like customs clearance, infrastructure quality, competence on logistic services, ability on track and trace for consignee, and delivery time. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please note that competitiveness challenges to Indonesia fishery are global fishery demand in 2020 about 178 million tons, where 157 million tons for human consumption and 21 million tons for non-direct consumption, value at about $405 million US. Indonesia ranked number 10 with total production of 23.16 million tons. As you may know, the main problem with the supply and competitiveness of Indonesian fishery inadequate cold chain logistics, which contribute to many of domestic consumer purchase preserved fishery products instead of fresh fish, which are not in accordance with the concept of good manufacturing practices. Then we also know we are absence of national fishery standard implementation on quality grading due to weakness of supervision on quality compliances that call traceability due to difficulties to reach faraway and remote fishery catch location, and also weakness of governance in most of fishery ports throughout Indonesia. And last but not least, we aware that we face insufficient cold chain facilities. Currently, 2022, there are 194 cold storages throughout Indonesia, with total storage capacity of 96,535 metric ton, 32 owned by government, with capacity about 3,295 tons. Then 21 cold storage owned by state-owned company, with capacity 7,972 metric ton, and 41 cold storage privately owned by private sector, of course, with capacity 85,268 metric ton. This is, of course, far below national fishery production needs of 23.2 million tons. Then, of course, consumers pay much higher price due to the number of cost centers throughout the supply chain system, as the existing established logistic hubs are very few. Logistic hubs right now is only in Jakarta, Surabaya, and Makassar. Then also inappropriate fishery catching technology and aquacultures. And of course, access to export market. We now often facing the encounter some trade barrier in terms of tariff or non-tariff barriers. Other very important issues is scarcity of certified human resources and limited logistic competence or training institution. Thus, many fishery companies have no logistic supply chain capacity. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, as you may know, Indonesia population is about 273 million. Indonesia also is the largest archipelagic country, need international support, and at the same time, also we offer many fishery-related business opportunities. Indonesia covers 5,174,263 square kilometer area, which consists of 16,756 islands, 2/3 area waters, and they are located between Asia and Australia continent. Thus, Indonesia should have excellent capacity in regional logistics and need to define fishery commodities as the main focus of the development of national logistic system. So, supports and/or investment are needed for, among others, training centers for fisheries and aquaculture to produce certified workers, warehouse, cold storage, cold chain delivery boxes, control atmospheric storage, and biotechnologies. Cold chain hub we need also, and fisheries aggregators. We also offer to Korean business community, of course, development of logistic cold chain startup. And as my colleague said before, we also develop special economic zones. And also we propose transshipment fishing areas where consists of warehousing activities, oil bunkering, or floating storage unit, ship-to-ship activities, floating processing unit, and other transshipment area facilities. We also offer to Korean business community to invest in modern fishing vessel shipyard, including solar and electric vessels. And then the important one that you may consider is to invest in fishery auction market or facilities. Then also we offer operating fishing port or support to develop international eco-fishing port. Mr. Chairman, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, at the end of my presentation, allow me to brief you a little bit about Marine Special Economic Zone and Transshipment Area that I believe Korean business community will also interested to invest in both new opportunity program. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to brief about we propose to the President, of course, Natuna and Sabang Marine Special Economic Zone based on fishery management area. We have about 11 fisheries management area, but we need to have the special economic, the Marine Special Economic Zone in 9 activities at least. Fish catcher that we call, and then aquaculture, marine tourism, and then of course fishing port, and the processing unit or factory, and then what else? The research center, and so on. Now we propose for the first time to establish special economic zone in Natuna and Sabang area. This is about the western part of Indonesia. And the second thing that I would like to brief you is about we propose, not we, I mean an Indonesian company called Krakatau International Port located in Cilegon, Banten province. They propose to have the transshipment area close to the port, the bulk port itself. For the option for transshipment area facilities, including of course oil bunkering activities, cold storage, warehousing, ship-to-ship activities, floating processing unit, fishery auction markets or commodity exchange would be there, vessel layout, etc. This location proposed located on Sunda Strait close to the Sangyang Island as part of Krakatau International Port, the biggest bulk port in the region. I like to let you know location overview against traffic separation scheme. This location proposed for transshipment fishing area. You may see Indonesia has 5 big islands: Sumatra, Java, Papua, Sulawesi, and Kalimantan that we call also Borneo. This area proposed by the Krakatau International Port are located between Sumatra Island and Java Island. This is of course very close to the traffic separation scheme. It's from the North Ocean to the South Ocean in Australia. Of course, this is very promising business to have or to establish the transshipment area either for fish or other economic or business activities. Thank you very much. That's all my presentation. Kamsahamnida. Thank you.
Peace be upon us all. Thank the Korea Maritime Institute for giving me the opportunity in the 2022 Business Forum event to explain how the current conditions in Indonesia are mainly related to logistic and terminal transportation. For this reason, before explaining this condition, let me introduce myself. I'm Safwan. Currently, I serve as a corporate secretary at the Koja Container Terminal in Jakarta. This time, I will raise the theme of discussion, namely Indonesia Logistic and Transportation Terminal. This section, I will try to explain about the Indonesia maritime logistic issue. Indonesia has vision to become global maritime axis, but Indonesia still faces several issues regarding maritime logistics shown from the high logistic costs. Indonesia maritime trade volume. The growth of trade volume in Southeast Asia drives the growth of the Indonesia port market by 3% PA until 2025. You can also see in this picture how the Asia-Ocean trade flows in 2019 in million TEU or million ton. And then you can see the size of Indonesia container market by 2025 is expected to reach 20 million TEUs. While for Indonesian non-container market, it reached 1.8 billion tons. And also, Indonesia port market revenue is expected to increase by around 3% until 2025. I would like to explain about the main issues caused inefficiencies in maritime connectivity. And to end maritime logistic value chain, about 5 main drivers for high logistic costs. You can see this picture. Number 1 is demand-supply imbalance and low containerization of key commodities in less developed region. You can see below the text, number 1, below the text, from the shipper to buyer. This is the problem, imbalance, demand-supply imbalance and low containerization. And the picture number 2 about the shipper warehouse to port offloading. This is the issue is the suboptimal port performance, like a constrained port infrastructure, like such a draft or capacity, and inefficient port operation, and suboptimal capex allocation with significant over investing. And then the other issue is the low maritime value chain efficiency, such a fragmented and uncoordinated shipping liner market, and also overuse of small vessel sizes, creating inefficiency. You can see in the picture above the low maritime value chain efficiency, the issue is the maritime transport lag. And also, you can the other issue is low land value chain efficiency. We can see the picture from the port of discharge, carrier from port, and buyer warehouse. This issue is of reliance on tracking with the congestion and low road quality, and also low professionalization and coordination in tracking and warehousing. And the other issue in the number 5 is unconditional government regulation, such excessive bureaucracy or over-regulation creating logistic inefficiencies. And then effective implementation or excessive regulation and lack of incentive to encourage collaboration, competition, or ecosystem improvement. This is all the issue after we have discussed various issues related to maritime logistics in Indonesia. Now, this is the time for us to find a solution to this problem. Solution to solve logistic issue. There are several actions to need to be done in order to solve logistic issue. Government plan and aspiration for the port sector. I think this is a good solution from Indonesian government for the solve problem regarding logistic maritime issue. Government aspiration for logistic sector. The government want to reduction in national logistic costs, and they want to improve connectivity and operational performance improvement. Indonesia Port Network a solution to solve maritime logistic issue based on purpose number 18 in the year 2020. Instead, the government will develop 7 ports, which consists of Kuala Tanjung, Kijing, Tanjung Priok, Tanjung Perak, Makassar, Bitung, Sorong, to become hub port. You can see the picture. The government plan to develop 7 ports, and then my last presentation was what investment opportunities exist in Indonesia, especially related to port or container or non-container terminals. But beforehand, let me explain what has happened to the port in Indonesia. PT Pelabuhan Indonesia has been merged in October 2021, and this the map PT Pelindo coverage area. Since its merger on October 2021, PT Pelindo Indonesia atau PT Indonesia Pelabuhan Indonesia or Pelindo is the only state-owned enterprise in Indonesia for port service business, which territory cover from east to west Indonesia, where we manage 122 commercial port in Indonesia. You can see in the picture. And this is the strategic development project by PT Pelabuhan Indonesia or Pelindo. And you can see the picture. The number 1 project is the Belawan New Container Terminal, and then Kuala Tanjung Port and Industrial Estate, and then Kijing Terminal and supporting area, and then New Priok Terminal and Terminal Teluk Lamong, and then the Benua Maritime Tourism Hub. The last project is Makassar New Port, and you can join this project with investment or to be operator, port operator. If you interest about this investment, you can call me again, and we can discuss about this project. And this is the detail of the project from the new Priok terminal. You can see and you can learn from this picture. And if you interest, you can discuss with us. And this new Priok Eastern Access, the project name is New Priok Eastern Access, location in Tanjung Priok, and you can see the in the picture. And then Kijing Terminal Development. You can be the port operator or investor, and operator in Kijing support area. Yeah. And the location in Mempawah. Mempawah is in Kalimantan Island. And then the next project is the Benoa Maritime Tourism Hub. You can join as investor or operator in Benoa, Bali, Indonesia. You know Bali is I think the good prospect for your investment. And then the next project is Teluk Lambong Terminal Development. PT Perindo opened the opportunity for the investor. You can to be investor or operator for this terminal. Yeah. And the next is Makassar New Port Development. Yeah. In location in Makassar, South Sulawesi, Indonesia. You can be the investor or operator in this project. And then Kuala Tanjung Industrial Estate, location in the Batubara district, province of North Sumatra. And I think the last project is the Kuala Tanjung Port Development. Next tech investor and port operator opportunity for opportunity. Okay, I think this is the last presentation from us. You can contact us in our by email or by phone. And thanks for your listening, and see you soon.
Hello, good day to you all. First, let me introduce myself. My name is Ahmad Malkan Lubis. You can just call me Malkan. And I'm the expert staff to the head of the Logistic and Supply Chain Division of the Indonesian Chamber of Commerce and Industry. I would like to express my gratitude to the Korean Maritime Institute for inviting me to attend this event. And also I would like to thank you, Mr. Patrick Bauo from the Bitung Logistic Community College that spent quite some time with me discussing about the latest development at the Bitung Logistic Community College. As agreed with the Korean Maritime Institute, I'm going to present the issue on Indonesian logistic human resources, and it was also agreed that I'm going to present a more specific issues, that is improving logistic skills and competence in Indonesia, and using Bitung Logistic Community College or Bitung LCC as a main presentation. And I will explain later on why Indonesian choose establishment of Logistic Community College. There were two of them that have been established thus far. One in Bitung in North Sulawesi, and the other one is in Regency of Batubara, which is in the North Sumatra. Let me start with my presentation. I will start with the introduction, the background in the preface, and then I'm going to cover logistic basis for the establishment of the Logistic Community College. And then after that, I will cover somewhat detail on development of Bitung LCC thus far, and then I will conclude the presentation with the expected support or cooperation expected by the BLCC for the Korean partners. As the background, September 2016, our President Jokowi, had a cabinet meeting on vocational education and training. And among the message conveyed by the President at that time was that Indonesia at that time, prevailing vocational education and training system need to be reformed and reoriented toward a demand-driven system. That means that the curriculum, learning material, work practice, testing, and certification should be adjusted with the demand from the business world and industries. Some data were given. There were about 21% of vocational school graduates at that time were unemployed, totaling about 7.5 million people. And also a figure on unemployment for the people aged between 15 to 19, which reached about 23% in 2010 and went up to 31% in 2015. This is quite a big problem for Indonesia. The figure now is about 14-16%. There was also a study by McKinnon, Patterson, and Bush. The study title is Assessing and Improving Countries' Logistics Skills and Training. It was back in 2017. And it was mentioned that there was a lot of evidence that suggests there is a global shortage of people with the right skills to meet the evolving needs of the logistic industry, especially at the emerging regions are lagging behind, which inhibit the economic growth of the countries. Thus, the government needs to study systematically and address this skill shortage. One item in the study concerning the micro-level perspective, focusing on the logistic workforce of individual companies. There are two main reasons for the establishment of the community college in Indonesia. However, I have to be frank here, that the development is not quite successful. Of course, because there's many obstacles. We can see from, for instance, the data submitted by the World Bank Logistic Performance Index, LPI, in 2019. Indonesia ranks 46 with a score of 3.15, scale 1 to 5. Malaysia ranks 41, Vietnam ranks 39, Thailand ranks 32, and the measurement of performance are of the inputs on supply chains, that is custom clearance, infrastructure quality, competence in logistics service, ability on track and trace on consignees, and delivery time. I believe that the last three have to do with the Indonesian logistic HR. And also in 2019, as a percentage of the national GDP, Indonesian logistic cost is about 22%. It was in 2019, while Singapore is about 8%, Vietnam 8.5%, Malaysia 13%, and Thailand is about 15%. However, we have to note that the logistic challenges faced by Indonesia as an archipelagic country by nature, is very different and very much more complicated compared to the previously mentioned land-based countries. With the 273 million population, Indonesia is the largest archipelagic country with the area of about 5.2 billion kilometers square, and 2/3 of it are water, with about 17,000 islands separating Asia and Australia. The basis for the establishment of the LCC, first is the presidential regulations, number 26 of 2012, on the development of national logistics system. Abbreviation is CISLOGNAS, we call it in Indonesia. This regulation is prepared and proposed by business association, academician, practitioners, and government representatives, both local and central government. This regulation also issued to be used as reference to national logistic development for relevant stakeholders and on policy coordination. This regulation has 6 key drivers and main action plans. Among them, 1, improvement of human resources related to development of national logistic system. 2nd, establishment of national education and training institution of international standard for logistic professions. 3rd, establishment of the port of Bitung in North Sulawesi province to be the international hub port to serve Eastern Indonesia and Pacific waters. There is also another one in Port Kuala Tanjung in Regency of Batubara, North Sumatra province. This one is to serve Western Indonesia and Atlantic waters. And the 4th is the establishment of port supporting facilities such as special economic zones in Bitung and surrounding fishery processing companies. We know, for instance, in Bitung, about 60 to 65% of the fishery product are produced in Bitung. Legal basis number 2 is the law number 12, issued in 2012 on higher education. Article 59 of this law says that community college, that is of 1 or 2 years program, is vocational oriented in nature and is established based on the local comparative advantage or specific needs. Article 81, item 1 and 2, provides legal ground for the local governments to establish community colleges. Article 83 to 89 contains guidance for collaboration and participation among community members, industries, local and central governments. And Article 90 provides guidance for collaboration with overseas good or best practice. There are notes that was noting for the 2 regulations, the 2 main regulations. First is that the logistic community college the establishment can be initiated by either the industry, the industry, the trade or industry association, and the 3rd is local government or cooperation between among these 3. For the industry and association, of course, the return on investment is critical for the sustainability of their investment. But for the central and local governments, unemployment and how to cope with the bulk of the new labor entrants. At that time, it was about 1 million every year. It is a major issue. A second note is on the importance of the what we call self-sustainability status or mandiri in bahasa Indonesia, which means that the LCC has to be fully prepared to be handed over and to be managed by the central government, i.e., the Minister of Culture, Research and Technology, or MOECRT. At this point, the LCC will then become a state vocational education institute, which will be funded by the central government with certain contribution from local government, business sector, and local community. There are three major requirements for this status. First is that the local government is to grant a plot of land for the construction of the LCC and to build the infrastructure, which later on are to be handed over to the central government, and after which it will become a state vocational education institute. For the case of Bitung Logistic Community College, the construction of the community college and the infrastructure are completed. But the handing over to the central government is in progress. Second is the availability of qualified teaching staff, facilities, and equipment. In principle, the lecturer and trainers of the college, this is the 2 years diploma degree, should have a master degree. For the case of LCC in Bitung, this fulfillment of this requirement is in progress. Third is to establish a proper organizational structure for the management and operation of the LCC, and to have an approved curriculum. Involvement of the local and regional business sector is in the form of industry council at the college is required and should be part of the organizational structure. Their support to the school is through the establishment of the curricula, which ensure that it addresses the subject and qualification needed by the industry, and also they help the college through the hosting of internship and employment opportunities. For the Bitung LCC, the fulfillment of this requirement is in progress. Now, I show you the location of the community college. As I mentioned, there were two. One in Batubara in North Sumatra, you can show in the map, and also the other one in Bitung in North Sulawesi. As I mentioned before, in 2014, the national team of National Logistics System, or SISLOGNAS, supported the establishment of these two community colleges until now, and in their jurisdiction. However, thus far, the Bitung College is more advanced than the one in Batubara. In part, this is due to the need for the college, graduate of the college, to support the port of Bitung, which is becoming the international hub port. Second, also to support the fishery port of Bitung, and also the special economic zones of Bitung. Thus, this presentation only present the LCC in Bitung. The name in Bahasa Indonesia of the college is PDD Polnes Akademi Komunitas Negeri Bitung, and the address is in Complex Gedung PDR, Sanggeriat Pilis, and County of Matuari, Municipal City of Bitung, North Sulawesi. The email address and the links I posted there. The contact person, the secretary, as I mentioned before, is Mr. Patrick Bawo. He gave me the authority to put his email and his cell phone number in there. These schools have, as I mentioned before, 2 years diploma degree, and has three, in Bitung, has three majors. One is port and shipping, second is warehousing, and the third in transport. The class time will be 30% of it will be dedicated for descriptive theoretical, and 70% is hands-on or outside the class. Next, I give you the, you can see this is the building of Bitung LCC. I believe it was completed back in 2018 or 2019. And there you can see also there were meetings between school board and supporting private sector in the surrounding area. And the third picture is the internship of the students to one of the about 41 logistics supporting companies in this area. And the last picture is on graduation back in 2021. The next picture is us from the Siswamas team back in September 2017. Went and met with the lecturers, staff, and students of Bitung LCC, and also after that we had a meeting with the education board of the municipality of Bitung, and a representative from the private sector. For the curriculum for operation, 2 years study. In the first year, total hours is about 954 hours, both in first and second year. The curriculum are divided mainly into two, general and particular subject or subjects. General is for Bahasa Indonesia, maths and calculation, and English language, while the subjects communication skills, computer skills, professional ethics, writing and reporting, introduction to ports, warehousing, port equipment, containers, break bulk, customs, safety and security, handling dangerous goods, port documents, port rules and regulations. So the total hours is 756 hours. And there's also a special subject, ports simulation games, twice a year. The second year is also divided into general and subject study. First in Bahasa Indonesia, and second is math and calculation and English language. The subjects are communication skills, computer skills, writing and reporting, port logistics labs, customs, information and communication technology or ICT, cargo handling techniques, port operation planning, port ICT system, and port documents. And also there is also a special subject, that is the port simulation game, twice a year. Second is the curriculum for the warehousing. The total hours is the same, about is 954 hours, both in first and second year, divided into general and particular subjects. General is the same, Bahasa Indonesia, math and calculation, and English language, while the subjects communication skills, computer skills, professional ethics, writing and reporting, introduction warehousing, loading and unloading, loading and unloading practice, internal transport, forklift truck driving practice, inventory practice, order picking, order picking practice, safety and security, first aid, rules and regulation, barcode and scanning, total 756 hours. And there is also a special subject, that is the warehouse simulation game twice a year. For the second year, the same with the general subjects, and the particular subjects is communication skills, computer skills, writing and reporting, warehouse planning, logistics, cost calculation, budgeting, planning and organization, marketing, human resources management, management information system, relevant laws and regulations, safety and security, and a special subject, particular subject is again the warehousing simulation game twice a year. The third one is on transportation. Total is the same with the other two, 954 hours, divided into general and subjects. First in Bahasa Indonesia, math and calculations, and English language. The subjects are communication skills, computer skills, professional ethics, writing and reporting, introducing to professional driving practice, safety and security, geography and topography, truck management, first aid, traffic rules and regulation, loading and unloading practice. A special subject is the transport simulation game given twice a year. And for the second year, the same in general, Bahasa Indonesia, math, calculation, and English language, while the subjects are communication skill, computer skills, writing and reporting, road transport management, cost calculation, budgeting, planning and organization, marketing, human resources management, trip and route planning, management information system, multimodal transportation, relevant law and regulations. And the special subject is the same, transport management game twice a year. Next is the number of lecturers and students in Bitung Community College, and they are graduates employed by local supporting logistic companies, and list of some of supporting logistic companies. The number of lecturers, the first type is permanent, which include lecturer from the State Polytechnic Institute in Samarinda. The total is 40, while the second type is assigned by local supporting companies, 6 of them. Number of students back in starting from 2015, 152 students, to 2016, 120 students, 2017, 150 students. During these 3 years, Bitung LCC only allows Bitung residents to be enrolled to the college. And after that, beginning 2018, the college allows other residents from other local government, but within the province of North Sumatra to enroll to the college. In 2018, there were 92 students. 2019, there were 38 students. 2020, there were 49 students. And 2021, there were 36 students. The COVID-19, we believe, has to do with the declines of student enrollment starting from 2019 to 2021. And a number of graduated students being employed by local supporting logistic company is 220. And I provided here the list of main local domestic logistic supporting companies. There are many of them, but the one that I listed here are the main ones. Next is the expected support or cooperation from the Korean parties. This support or cooperation is very crucial and also urgently needed. Not only this support will eventually provide the country's return on investment in logistics sector, but it also provides employment opportunities for the bulk of Indonesian millennials. And support are to be focused on 5 issues. First, trainings toward the recognized certification of Bitung LCC and its students at both national and international, in this case Korean or other countries, level for the 3 majors that I mentioned before. Second is certified trainings that contribute to further fine-tuning of the curricula, such as forklift drivers, crane operators, electronic-based integrated warehouse operating systems, with teaching materials in Bahasa Indonesia and in English. Third, is the learning or teaching equipment and recommendation for required laboratory or simulators, and also their financing schemes. Fourth is the possibility to add the cold chain warehouse system as a new major study at Bitung LCC, as the availability of cold chain warehouse system is urgently needed to support the current development of Bitung International Port, Special Economic Zone, and fishery ports. And the fifth is that depends what the Korean parties will be proposed. I believe that's my presentation. I thank you very, very much.